Hey friends, welcome back, or should I say welcome to the first episode of Limitless Borders, a show that I created to highlight border crossing from one country to another. Currently right now I am in Svilengrad in Bulgaria, and this video is crossing the border from Bulgaria into Turkey. The attempt here is to make it on foot. I'm not sure if it's possible. This border is one of the toughest borders to cross, and one of the busiest borders on the planet. And it is also one of the most important borders that connect Europe and Asia together. Right now, I'm on my way to the bus station. So the plan today is to take a bus and head over as close as possible to the border, and then afterwards I'm gonna attempt walking into Turkey on foot. So let's see if this is possible. Let's see if I can make it today into Turkey. Finger crossed I can, and in this video this is what's gonna happen. And the idea is to also showcase the border crossing, the experience, and talk a little bit about the towns in between that is connected between the two countries. I arrived here in Svilengrad yesterday, and you know, towns bordering other countries or towns located on the border, they are quite interesting. I mean, you're gonna find a lot of mixture of like race, and also the languages can somewhat like be blended together from Bulgarian to Turkey, for example, in this case here. So right now I'm looking at a currency exchange, this one here, and this here, Doviz, this is in Turkey, but bear in mind I am still in Bulgaria. Currently at the moment in this town they are doing a lot of construction. I believe this is going to be like the walking street here, and at the moment it's a mess, to be fair, but I think this town got some potential, at least for the locals. It's not a touristic place, it's not recommended to be here unless if you're doing what I'm doing, or it's a rest stop. If you're driving for a long time and you want to approach the border, it's a good location just to take a break like I did. I arrived yesterday, I explored a little bit of the town, I did a bit of work, and also I got to sleep here and rest. So I'm fully recharged now to be able to cross the border and head all the way to Istanbul. At least that's the plan now, or the idea. The plan, there is no plan really, the idea. So this let me actually show you this. So you can see like they're doing a lot of construction, like there is like closed shops there, bank, everything here, but I do believe that this is the main center, but yeah, you can see like it's a mess. It's full on construction. All right, let's head over to the bus station right now and find the bus to take me as close as to the border. I did ask yesterday and they told me there is one that can drop me right at the border, but language barrier and customer service in Bulgaria is lacking a lot. So this is like pretty much gambling. All right, the only difference is I'm not in a casino, I'm in the real world, you know. Right, I'm having a very quick stop. I found this place, like a pastry shop, sells banitsa here, and I need to eat something for sure. Well, at least I have a breakfast now, which is this, because I don't know how long this journey is gonna take me, and I'm attempting to reach Istanbul today. Currently it's like around 8:30. The bus is in 1 hour. at 9:30, and that's what they told me yesterday. And I think it takes like about 10 minutes to drive or so, 15 minutes to the border. It's not really that far, and we'll see what happens after that. I'll keep you updated. Next thing will be we'll update on the bus stop. Well, at the bus stop. But I need to eat this now. Arriving to the bus station right now, here in Svilengrad, and this is how it looks. You have like Bella just over there, and there's this bus here, but this one is going the opposite way where I'm going. There are like people are waiting here to take the bus as well. The border that I'll be crossing to is Kapitan Andreevo. And as I mentioned earlier, this is one of the most legendary borders on the planet. It's this, apparently, according to online information, it's the second busiest border crossing on the planet. Expectation, like, you can end up in a car waiting 2 to 8 hours. Trucks should be full as well. That's why I'm starting this journey very early, and usually like when you're crossing borders you want to start early anyway. But yeah, this is the way how it goes. Right now I'm waiting for the bus, maybe another 30 minutes, and I'll grab that bus and we'll head over directly as close as possible to the border. I'll jump out and I'll attempt it on foot. Needless to say that this video could either be an epic one and a successful one, or a complete failure, because I'm just exactly as you sitting at home watching this. I have absolutely no idea what's gonna happen next, but I hope I make it to Istanbul today, because yeah, it's a long journey, man. Right, I'm on the bus, and it seems that I'm the only lunatic who is about to do what I'm about to do, because like the whole bus is empty. There's no one here, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll give an update when I arrive. Just got dropped off at a random stop at the very end of Bulgaria, and I'm walking over to the border. But right now where I am is like the very end, as I said, in Bulgaria. There is right here an abandoned petrol station that is not in operation. There is here also a tax-free Bulgaria. That's what it says, custom agency, but it doesn't seem like anybody is there as well. It's just completely abandoned here. There is absolutely nothing and no one. But right now I'm on my way to the border, and let's see what happens. I gotta be very careful with the camera as well, so bear that in mind. Let's see how long the walk is gonna take me to arrive right at the border. I can see already now the gates are fenced. Very quick update before I get to the main road and head over to the border. On the way by bus here from the village where I was until I got stopped, there was a lot of like border police cars around the area. And also now just arriving to the main street, to the main road. And you can see the trucks. And right now I'm arriving to the first checkpoint here by walking. It's like a gate. I'm not gonna put the camera out for it. It's like in the bag. I'm leaving it there, and I'm gonna try and go through and see what happens. They're definitely like stopping cars, buses. They're definitely gonna stop me as well, for sure. But it's okay. I'm confident it should be all right, even though everybody was telling me it is impossible to cross this border on foot. I always bet against the odds, because after all, this is Limitless Borders. Right, just made it through right now to a checkpoint, just a normal checkpoint, a beautiful Bulgarian immigration officer lady, she just asked me, passport? I gave her the passport. She said, okay, go. I love you. Bulgaria, I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you regardless of a lot of things. We're not gonna focus on that. We'll focus always on the positive. It's amazing. It's just an amazing country. Right, I'm arriving now. There are actually toilets here too. But I'm arriving now to, so hot. I'm arriving now like the border. It's like the main border now, where they're stopping all the cars, buses, yeah, and they're checking. It should be like a smooth transition now for me, because I made it this far. If I wasn't allowed entry, they should have stopped me from the very beginning and say, hey, go back, you know. But this is Limitless Borders. It's what we do. We cross borders. And by the way, I can see large flag, Bulgarian flag, and also Turkish flag. There is a duty-free shop here, but you've got to understand there is heavy cameras around and heavy security. I cannot pull out the camera just yet, but I have already passed through Bulgarian immigration, and I walked through also to one checkpoint of Turkish immigration, but no stamp has been done yet. The stamp is over there. But in the middle, in between, like technically this is a no man's land, and in the middle there's this duty-free. Let's go inside and have a look. I mean, what's the point of all this, right? We gotta check it out. We're here. Duty-free around the borders here between Bulgaria and Turkey. And I can see, can I take out the camera here? Oh, what the hell, let's do it. I can see here, it's exactly like being in the airport. Duty-free shops, currency exchange, restaurant. Well, yeah, there is like a quick restaurant stop, yeah, to have food. And like you can see the perfumes, sunglasses, shoes, pretty much like it's the same as in the airport. Secure, duty-free. Here in no man's land between Bulgaria and Turkey, at one of the most complicated border crossing on the planet, or not complicated but busiest. So let's go now head over to Turkey. Made it to Turkey. They told me I cannot cross on foot. I love it. Look, I'm gonna give a quick update just to get out of this area quickly. I'm past the border now. The border, you probably can see it behind me. But right now, like, there's a lot of trucks here. Obviously, they are going from Turkey into Bulgaria, and they are being checked, of course. There's a beautiful mosque here just at the entrance of the country. And of course, flags of Turkey are everywhere. And technically, I am now through in Turkey. Let the journey of Turkey begins, but this episode is not finished yet, I think. Let me see what's next.
For what?
I'm gonna. You'll see now. You'll see. I will. You wanna be in it?
No, I don't.
No, come on. You have to. You have to. I want you to be in it. It's for me. It's for my memory. I want that. Right. I'm still at the border. I was walking by, and I'm looking for a place. Unfortunately, I might fail of getting it. And this is the triangular point of Turkey, Bulgaria, and Greece. Because pretty much we are at the center point between the three bordering countries, and there is a place like this here. You can see on the map or on my phone. There's like a rock that has Bulgaria flag, Greece flag, and Turkish flag. And I've been trying to ask people how can I get there, but apparently nobody even knows about this that existed. And I found it by accident online on the maps. However, I'm walking here and I came across this place. I think it's like what is it?
Sıla yolu, Hasene.
Like a rest point.
No, actually, this season is holiday season. So many Turkish immigrants from Europe came to Turkey for visit their homeland, and then this area is organized by İGMG. I don't know.
All right, so I came here and there's like a tent, like shade. It's really hot right now, and it's very next to the mosque, just there. Okay, and I wanted to ask about the direction of getting to this place, and I ended up coming to this place here. They have like water, tea, coffee, and I really don't need anything.
Don't take picture of the jandarma, police.
Ah, okay.
Uyardım abi. Uyardım abi, söyledim tamam.
Okay. I can blur them.
Right.
They can be disappear.
Uniform, it might be a problem.
Yeah, it's like no problem. Face, no problem. No problem.
Don't
Okay,
take.
no problem. Yeah. Even here, we're not allowed to take pictures of police, but I asked for direction, and Rahmat, he doesn't want to be on camera. Nobody here wants to be on camera, so we're gonna leave it at me. And after he doesn't know, I said, okay, thank you. I leave, and then he said, wait, I give you a bottle of water and tea. The Turkish hospitality at its finest here at the border between Bulgaria and Turkey. Oh my God, it couldn't be any better to start this trip in Turkey. I love it. And the gifts keep on giving. While I'm still sitting here speaking to the guys and just getting some refresher of information, they gave me a goodie bag. And in the goodie bag there is a pen, there is car fresheners, there is a notebook, and there is also like an introduction about the Hasini, and also a mat. And this is a prayer mat. They use it here, or two of them actually. I just didn't realize that. I think I'm gonna give one back away because I cannot carry, bro. I cannot carry two. But they gave me a mat as well. The generosity, the finest generosity of the Turkish I'm experiencing right. I'm still at the border. I have not moved an inch just yet. I'm drinking tea and water, just refreshing up a bit. But yeah, the guys here are amazing. Like, you know, everybody's friendly, everybody's speaking to me, and soon I'm gonna start moving. We're kind of like giving me some information about taking the bus, but I'm also gonna give a review about the border crossing because that was an interesting one, and of course it is one of the busiest border crossing, entering from the east to the west and vice versa, entering Europe or Asia. And the man who is looking after me here right at the border is Rahmat. You want to say hi?
Out of my face because I'm too shy.
It's either you want it or not.
Yes, I want.
Meet
Hello,
Rahmat, guys.
How
This
are
is
you?
Rahmat.
My name is Rahmet Uygur. I am Uygur and I'm in border. I'm working here. That's all I wanna say you about me.
Can you explain what is Hasini?
Hasene, this is a human aid organization. We are supporting for our brothers around the world, and then the color, religion, and ideology doesn't matter for us. And then we are a humanitarian organization, and then we are doing some human aid support in Syria, Palestine, and then even in Ukraine, also in African countries also. Yeah.
Thank you, Rahmat. That was perfect. Yeah, it's there's a tent here. They built it to help people at the border, but specifically also it's actually there isn't a nation that they focus on, but of course this is like a high season for Turkish people who live abroad in Europe specifically, because this border is designed to enter Europe and out, as I mentioned earlier. And what they're doing is there are a lot of Turks are coming in, and they give them the tea, the coffee, the water, and a goodie bag, as I'm receiving now, as well as welcome back home kind of thing, which is, I think, is amazing. Right, so this is like the tent, the way how it looks, the Hasini tent. This is Rahmat there, and obviously the Turkish flag, and also this is the border over there. That's the Turkish border. A lot of trucks here, and this way is the way we go to wherever we want to go to into Turkey. Istanbul, Edirne, and so on. Right now, according to Rahmat and the guys there, there's a bus will stop here and will take me to Edirne, and it should probably cost like about 15 lira, I think. And I'll see what happens next. But I've got to say, so far, like the experience of the journey transitioning from one country to another within a couple of hours or so has been amazing. Like, I love border crossing for that reason. It's just the transition is just amazing, you know, like language, people, the way how they look, the currency, everything changes like in instants, and I love that. I'm gonna give a quick review about the immigration officers also, of course, in Bulgaria, and also a quick review about the immigration officers in Turkey and what happened and so on, because it was impossible for me to vlog while I was there. So bear with me in a moment. I can spice up a little bit this journey, which I intend to do sometimes, just for the fun of it. Like, why not? You know, this is what traveling is. I could attempt to hitchhike all the way to Istanbul, but it's not going to be easy because Istanbul is quite far from here. It's about 3 hours away from here, and there isn't any transportation around this area. My expectation was like to be able to get a bus and head over, but the only way I can do it is get to Edirne, and from Edirne there are buses go directly to Istanbul, which shouldn't be any problem. I'm contemplating the idea whether to grab a bus, go to Edirne, stay the night, or take a bus and go all the way to Istanbul, or just hitchhike from here. I guess the next footage, what you're about to see, will determine what happens, because I have absolutely no idea. This is Limitless Borders after all. This is what we do. We don't know what we're doing. Spontaneous, it's very spontaneous. I tried to hitchhike just a few cars, and not so long. Like, I mean, I was standing there for 5 minutes, but the bus arrived, and I was like, let's take the bus. But there's definitely going to be some hitchhiking along the way. And this is like how the bus looks like from inside. It's quite cool, actually. Right, just got dropped off here in Adana. This is the border town or city that connects Bulgaria into Turkey. Oh my god, man, you can see this beautiful mosque in the distance. Over there, some parts of it is under construction, but I can see it from there. Gorgeous. And Turkey, as you could expect it in any town that you go to, is going to be lively. A lot of people here, food, culture, business, everything the Turks do. It's incredible. The life here is incredible. I cannot wait for this journey to start. Well, it kind of did, isn't it? It's funny, right now I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I don't know what to do, whether to stay here or try and attempt to head over to Istanbul or take a bus or something. But I'll make a decision in a moment. Let me think. Maybe grab something to eat or something. Well, what do you know? I was walking around and I found this hotel. I walked in, just check the price, you know, like you never know like how things happen, you know. This is the beauty about not booking online, not planning. You just like, it's part of traveling. So I checked this hotel and yeah, it's a fine room with toilet, it's center, and it costs 300 lira, which is about $16-17, right? Here's the room. I'll just give you a quick tour. So you got the bed, closet. Obviously most of those things I'm not gonna use. Extra bed here, and there's the toilet. And it does pretty much the job for one night. I'll be staying here for one night. Let's explore this town. I think it's got something to offer. But Limitless Borders show and this video is not over yet. I also forgot to say that this is including breakfast, okay? And while I was about to put an end to this video, of course, and before that, of course, to give final review about the immigration process from Bulgaria into Turkey, the receptionist just asked me, do you want tea? Can't resist, can we? And there she is. Teşekkürler. Look, they have, oh yeah, the sugar. I know the sugar thing in Turkey, on this part of the world. They, yeah, there's two ways I think to drink tea. Either they put the sugar in their mouth and then they start drinking, or you put it in. Yeah, we're learning. Right, this is the hotel that I'm staying at right now. That's how it looks from outside. Hotel Antique, Edrine. Right now I want to go and grab something to eat, and while I'm there, I'm definitely gonna put an end to this first episode of Limitless Borders, because yeah, it's been a long day. Oh my god, you speak English? Where? Oh, you speak English?
A little.
What is this?
Börek, Turkish börek, and with cheese, with means, with Spanish. Poğaça, börek, very good Turkish food.
How much is it?
131 kilogram a portion, and 3-4 pieces, 30 lira, 30 or 35 lira. And
For one small piece like this?
yeah, do you want one pieces?
No, I want maybe two of this pieces,
Two pieces.
and then one of the spinach.
2 and 1.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see. Can I see how you make it?
Okay.
Bumped into this place very quickly.
2 dilim börek peynirliden.
I'll eat it here.
Box and
Yeah, here. I'll stay here.
2 dilim ondan, bir dilim de ıspanak keser misin abi? Abi görmek istiyormuş da.
Oh, that looks amazing. Oh, make two spinach. One more.
One more, bir tane daha.
Yeah, legend.
That's okay.
That is heaven. Yeah, it's more than okay.
Well, drink, beverage, lemonade or cola, Fanta.
For now, I'm okay. Maybe after.
Ha? Yok.
So it's like, it's by the gram?
Gram.
0.290 grams.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much is it then in
Ne kadar
lira?
tuttu?
37.70. Okay. Let me pay him. Super random. From Bulgaria to Turkey, here, even the food changes just in an instant. So this is what I got. I got cheese here. They come like this, and this is like with spinach. The total of this plate was around 37 lira, just a little above. I don't know what the change was. Let's say 38 lira. I need to get used to the conversion now. It's been it's my first hour here, not even a day yet. So on the market exchange today, 37 would be like 2 euros, which is like about $2 or so. Let's give it a taste test, shall we? I'll start with the cheese, because like I'm very weak for this. Oh man. Oh man. Wow. They're so generous with the cheese. It's unbelievable. Let's try the spinach. Spinach and cheese. Oh wow. So good. So good. Right. One last stop before I go back to the hotel and put an end to this video and give, of course, final review. But just while I was walking here in the city center in Edrine, in Edna, they have here like change offices, currency exchange, and of course there are pretty much everything that you need here. There's the main mosque, which I'm definitely gonna explore, and this is like the walk-in street now. But the guy over at the restaurant told me that there is a good place to get baklava, I think, or Knafeh. Gotta get this done all together in Limitless Borders, the transition from one country to another. And here is the place. It's called Mado. Lush. Let's see if they have a Knafeh. Apparently he said it's the best. Well, it's common brand, I think, in Turkey. And he did say it's the best here in the town. And that is exactly what I'm looking for. I wonder if they have Knafeh. Marhaba. You have Knafeh? Knafeh.
Yeah, we have a Knafeh.
I want one.
Only one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to put me inside ice cream?
Sure.
Bundle,
Do it
right?
Turkish style.
Turkish style.
Yeah. So I want to test that out and see what happens. And I'm always the awkward guy with a camera where everybody is looking at me, sitting by myself talking to a camera here in cafe while I was just like crossing border. Most of them don't know what I have done today. Just got served the Knafeh. There it is. So like this is the ice cream, like the Turkish ice cream, and you can see like the way how it is. It's like I don't know how you say this, like gooey or something. I know it's delicious. So good. Crispy. With the ice cream this time. Let's try this. So good. So good. But I do know that it's not the best Knafeh in Turkey just yet. I think there's a lot of Knafeh gonna have in this trip here in Turkey, and this is definitely not going to be the best one. Right, just leaving the Knafeh place right now. For those who are wondering, it was about 68 lira, which is about $4 or so. I'm heading back to the hotel now and giving a final review. Of course, I keep saying that, I know, but one thing just keeps coming up and I'm not controlling everything, you know. It's just the way how it is. So I'm gonna go back to the hotel and I'll give a final review about the border crossing and the immigration officers, the border control, and the process that happened, because I could not do it over there because cameras aren't allowed at the border, and this was really fortified. Like, there was cameras everywhere at that border. Right, I'm back at the hotel. Let's review the border crossing, okay? So when I arrived to the Bulgarian checkpoint, it's not even the immigration. It's just a checkpoint. There was an immigration officers there, or patrol, and a beautiful Bulgarian lady, she asked me, where you go? I said, Turkey. So she said to me, passport. I gave her the passport. She looked into it. I swear to God, it took about 3 seconds. And she said, go. She gave it back to me and she said, go. First one. Now along the way I'm walking and you get to the immigration office, but it's all by cars. This is 100% not a border crossing friendly on foot. The paths are all blocked. It's designed for vehicles only. So even when I was checking in at the immigration office in Bulgaria, so leaving Bulgaria, you have to show your passport to an immigration officer. I stood where the cars were standing, and I gave my passport to one of the immigration officer. To my surprise, and I want to be blunt and be honest completely about it, immigration officers in Bulgaria are some of the rudest, most serious immigration officers I have ever dealt with. But this specific one was incredible. It was very nice, smiley, and it didn't take too long. I think the process was like between 1 and 2 minutes, and he said, enjoy Turkey. And I even said it to him. I told him, you're a nice immigration officer. And he started smiling more, like giggles. And I went off. I walked through halfway between the immigration office and also the Turkish, so the Bulgarian immigration office, and of course the Turkish immigration office. In the middle there's something called no man's land. That's where they built the duty-free center, as you saw earlier in the show. And that was actually quite interesting to me to see, because usually when I'm crossing borders by land, I never see those things. Usually it's in Asia side. In Southeast Asia I've crossed probably any borders that you can think of in Southeast Asia. I've done it by land already, and I've never seen a duty-free shop in the border crossing. I arrived to the Turkish border, and of course there's patrol. They're not immigration officers. Immigration officers usually are the police, but these guys were dressed up in green, and I got stopped by one of them, very nice guy, and he asked me, where do you go? That's because it's a cars designed place, like a vehicle designed place. It's not a place where you can walk. But there I am walking, and he's asking me, where you go? And I said, I'm going to Turkey. And he said, your passport. I gave him my passport. He asked me a couple of personal questions. It's not a big deal. And it was he was super nice. And we ended up actually even chatting even longer together about random things. Like, what are you going to do in Turkey? Where are you going to go? But not in the way how he was asking me, not because investigating. He was just curious about my travels. Where have you been, like, what have you been doing, things like that. And he started sharing personal things about where he worked in other border. And I said to him, I think border crossing is very interesting. And I remember also was like, he asked me, why are you walking, why you didn't take the bus, which is actually true. If you take the bus or a train to go to Turkey, from Bulgaria to Turkey or vice versa, is actually quite easier and also cheaper. If that's a very important point. This trip cost me some extra cash for kind of like, I mean, I wouldn't say no reason, but I would say I could have done it cheaper if I grabbed, for example, a bus from Plovdiv in Bulgaria and all the way to Istanbul. I could be in Istanbul right now, and for pretty much probably 50% of the amount of money that I have spent already on this trip. Right, arriving to the Turkish border. The Turkish border immigration office, again, nothing is walk-in friendly, but the Turkish border was, in a way, because when you're leaving Bulgaria, technically you're not, I'm not sure about other passports, but for me, I don't need a stamp. So that's why, like, it was at ease. I left. But arriving to Turkish border with immigration, I arrived there before the buses arrive, and the immigration officer was like, you have to go to the cars. And I said to him, I'm on foot. But he said, you have to go to the cars. And I went to the cars. The guys at the cars, he says, you have to go where the bus section is. The bus section, basically the way how they do it is, the bus park, everybody in the bus will leave and will go through immigration. Some other border crossing, you don't have to do that. The immigration officer will come on board and will take your passports. They'll double check everything and come back to you and give it back to you by hand, or the driver. But in this case, there was a point where I knew this is the section that I have to go through, but I think lack of communication or language barrier. Anyway, I went back to the same place, and it's the same police officer, immigration officer, and I gave him my passport, and he was asking questions through Google Translate, personal questions, tactical questions, of course, like, why are you going to Turkey, where are you gonna go, where are you gonna stay, how long, things like that, which it wasn't a big deal for me, and all that was conducted within Google Translate. And to my surprise as well, there was actually checking luggage. This is, I think, the first border crossing that I do by land where my luggage has been checked, which I don't really care anyway. Like, I'm not carrying anything that is illegal. But yeah, I went through the scanner, and again, it took like 2 minutes, and off I go. And after that, you walk a little bit more, and you arrive to another final checkpoint. Because again, you're walking, so people are like, looking at you like what the hell are you doing here? Which I don't blame them. I was the only person in this border. I've never seen any other person who's walking, crossing the border like I did. And I arrived to that final checkpoint. I spoke probably like for 2 minutes with the immigration officer. He saw the stamp, and he saw my passport. Not tactical check or anything, or machine checks, but just like looked at it, and he said, cool, enjoy Turkey. But then we started laughing, like, it's nice to speak like this with immigration officers, because usually they're serious. But then he asked me, like, are you single, and just random personal questions, but irrelevant to the tactical questions that they ask at immigration office. That was it. Entering Turkey. And finally I am here in Turkey, in I keep pronouncing the name of this town wrong, because it's written Edrine, but they pronounce it here like Edna, you know. So I arrived to Edna. This is the first city bordering with Bulgaria, and it's the point where if you want to rest, it's a place for you to rest, but it's not touristic, but it's very beautiful because I walked a little bit. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, this is the first episode of Limitless Borders. This is the idea that I wanted to transition from one country to another. The point of this program, this show, Limitless Borders, I think it is fascinating to cross borders by land, on foot, by bus, by car, on a ship, on a ferry, whatever you do it, it's always fascinating. It's a little bit less boring than airports and planes, because it's all the same thing. If you made it this far in the video, thank you all for watching. This is the first episode, but it's definitely not the final of Limitless Borders. There are more borders I'll be crossing on this trip, so do wait for that. Thank you all for watching. Please do consider subscribing if you haven't done already. Giving the video a thumbs up helps the algorithms, and as always, see you on the next one.